Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's SAP community call. Very warm welcome from my side. I am Lena, part of the SAP community and influencers team, and I'm your technical host and moderator for this session today, which is on SAP S/4HANA release highlights. And I'm super excited to be here and really share what we have in store for you, because there's a lot to share. There's new features and new functionalities across lines of business and industries, really for you to learn how SAP S/4HANA takes simplification, innovation, and automation to the next level. But I can assure you, it is not me sharing those insights with you, but I'm joined by my two colleagues here, Yannick Peterschmidt, who is SAP's Head of Product Enablement, and Christian Vogler, our product expert for SAP S/4HANA. They are sharing those insights with you within the next 60 minutes. This is a recorded session that will be put on YouTube under our SAP community channel. Some housekeeping notes from me up front. We have the chat functionality really to share insights. Maybe you want to share your SAP community profile link or where you're from, any information. But really, if you have questions regarding the content that we're sharing, you can address those in the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. So really, please make use of that because we have a dedicated 10-minute session then, or section then really, at the end to address your questions. In case we are not having time left, then Christian and Yannick already offered to follow up via a blog post in SAP community. So really shoot your questions. Before we dive into the content, really, I would like to emphasize on the legal disclaimer here, because everything that we are going to share with you, the presentation and the content here in this call, is not subject to your license agreement or any service or subscription agreement with SAP. This content here is also subject to change, so it is not set in stone, and this is the information as of today. The presentation and this call is really for informational purposes, and it may not be incorporated into a contract or similar. So really just to emphasize this before we now dive into the topic. Let's get started with the overview and introduction of this new release highlights. And I would like to hand over to Yannick with the question that I think is really pressing for everyone here on this call. What changed? Is there any change on the release strategy?
Hello, Lena. And first of all, thanks for having Christian and me today. You said you're excited. The excitement is on our end too, definitely, because it's actually the first time that we run an enablement session via Community Live. So it's a premiere, and it's a pleasure to share that with you. Second, we're equally excited because we indeed have a lot of things to share, be it from a technical point of view, from a functional point of view, from a platform point of view. But let's start with an update on the release and maintenance strategy for SAP S/4HANA. And the release and maintenance strategy for SAP S/4HANA consists of 5 aspects. The first one is that we ship one major on-premise release per year. And just as a reminder, with the last release, the name of the release changed to the year of publication. It's very easy. So last year it was 2020, and this year it's 2021. SAP S/4HANA 2021. The second point is that there's a mainstream maintenance of 5 years for each release. The shipment of subsequent innovations for on-premise always go through feature packages. Feature packages mean non-mandatory, non-disruptive for your landscape. Fourth, support packages are delivered during the mainstream maintenance as well, following known cadence. And last but not least, the point 5 is that a customer-specific maintenance is always possible when the mainstream maintenance ends. Now, if you might go to the next slide, Lena, please, we can have a look at the big picture. And this is certainly a slide that our audience has seen in presentation from Jan Gilg or other heads of engineering or go-to-market for S/4HANA. But I think it's the right place to start if you want to talk about innovations. First of all, SAP provides the foundation for companies to become the intelligent enterprise, to run their business processes better, growing more resilient, more profitable, and more sustainable. And why do we want to start with this picture? Because S/4HANA is at the heart of the intelligent enterprise, at the heart of end-to-end business processes powered by the business technology platform. And those business processes are not mandatorily new, right? We cover them all from lead to cash, design to operate, source to pay, hire to retire if it goes from S4 to success factors. And yes, we continue to lead with 25 industries like retail, utilities, consumer product. But the difference is that you'll see as an end user of SAP's technology that we really bring those so-called intelligent technologies, so RPA, etc., at the heart of those end-to-end processes. And Christian will give you more details about that, but you'll find them in design to operate, in source to pay, in recruit to retire directly. And this truly makes SAP S/4HANA a leading, a cornerstone, if you want, on the journey of the customer to the intelligent enterprise. Now let's have a look at like an overview slide. It could look overwhelming, and it is, but let's be honest here. If you count every little enhancement or innovation for SAP S/4HANA 2021, Christian and I made the math, you will find more than 400 items, right? Larger innovation, smaller innovations. So in a nutshell, SAP S/4HANA 2021 brings innovation to all the lines of business, all the industries. Many of them are available in S/4HANA Cloud already. Don't forget, one development line, two deployment mode. And last but not least, for customers running S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition, all the innovations that you find here will be the earliest possible available on your landscape too. So it's not the same RTC for S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition than for S/4HANA 2021. I think January is the date where the customer will benefit from those innovations as well, to be confirmed. And with that, I go back to you, Lena. I think you want to introduce our next chapter, correct?
Correct, Yannick. Thank you for sharing that overview. And coming up in our content really is artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is at the heart of business processes. And I'd now like to ask Christian what changed here and whether you can share any examples really that came up with this release.
Artificial intelligence is an umbrella term, so to say, referring to tools that allows machine to identify, understand, and act and learn, of course. And machine learning algorithm and also robot process automation are some of the most common examples here. And in SAP S/4HANA, artificial intelligence removes the need for employees to perform repetitive administrative tasks and shifts their time on more creative, strategic responsibility involving critical thinking. Now go to this slide. In my first highlight here is located in asset management. And here we ship machine learning-based proposal for object part code or damage code in notifications for maintenance technicals. In order to ensure an adequate maintenance, maintenance technicians need to always observe the condition of the technical object. In case of a malfunction, machine learning, in this case, machine learning algorithm and statistical model interprets the short and long text of a maintenance notification to propose a damage and object code to facilitate the maintenance and increase also the data quality. In the next innovation, next slide, yes. And the second innovation here is located in the sales area. And here I like to make a concrete business example to explain a little bit the background. You know, a significant amount of sales orders are captured from an unstructured format like PDF documents coming from your customers. And to generate the sales order, the internal sales representative needs to check the purchasing details in the files, identify sales data based on the purchasing data. For example, identify the sold to party based on the purchase name and address, and enter the data manually in the structured form as required to be processed in SAP S/4HANA. Now with SAP S/4HANA 2021 release, we leverage machine learning's capability to automate sales order creation. And the system reads and extracts customer purchase order information from the PDF documents, matches data to system master data, identify missing data, and offers a guided correction procedure before creating the final sales orders. And of course, here you see on my slide, we have also an intelligent robotic process automation here behind this. And this intelligent robotic process automation bot is also released, but is released on SAP Cloud Platform. And the bot will automatically monitor your email inbox. This means if you receive a purchase order email, the bot will download the attached PDF file and upload it in the new SAP Fiori app in SAP S/4HANA 2021. Go to the next innovation and I'm moving to supply chain. And with this feature, you can send early update from extended warehouse management to transportation management. And this is the integration, and the integration of transportation management with extended warehouse management based on the extended warehouse management transportation unit now supports sending data from extended warehouse management to transportation management in the early process with status change, loading finished. You can go to the next slide. And the last example here for this artificial intelligence is for the public service industry. And here we bring a new SAP Fiori app for visualization of the customer journey, trends, and insight. Here we transformed processes by quickly deploying machine learning scenarios for customers and gain transparency into why a customer is classified in a particular risk score. And for example, you can use the Explored at-risk customer app to analyze risk score and trends across multiple scenarios. For example, receivership, late payment, or late filling. And over back to Lena.
Thank you, Christian. The next part of this release highlights is data to value. And one of SAP's strengths is really to have many embedded analytical capabilities, dashboards, and more. And I'd like to ask you, Yannick, now, what is new with this release with data to value?
Yeah, thanks, Lena. And as you said, it's about embedded analytics, but let's not forget that S/4HANA comes with the HANA platform, and it's much more than a database, as we know. It comes with analytical capabilities, master data capabilities, master data governance capabilities. And this is indeed part of what we'd like to cover here. The first innovation is actually with master data management, which is again part of the value, and the ability to perform mass processing here, right? So it's bringing intelligence and automation in the cross topics as well. And this scenario about mass processing is about enabling you to update multiple master data records at a time. The function is available for the product master and the business partner, including customers and vendors, of course. And you can access the function through the manage mass processing tiles in the Fiori Launchpad. And it's all about, more effectiveness through a higher usability of the app itself, because of course MDM is not new, but the way we're able to automate MDM as part of an ERP process is new, and the way we're able to optimize and simplify the UX is new as well. So this is our first example to the chapter data to value. Now we can go to the next one, please, which is, I think, one of my preferred innovation for this release, because we're really showing the power of an ERP and bringing applications together. I want to say bringing analytical applications together. In that case, it's about SAP Analytics Cloud, bringing together information coming from SAP IBP, Integrated Planning, and for production, and for sales and operations, sorry, IBP for sales and operations, and the profitability analysis is in S/4HANA Cloud. Why does that make a difference? Well, very simple. If you bring the two together, so the profitability analytics as well as the IBP for sales and operation, it has a direct impact on the planning of the bottom line, right? And I would say that any board members cares about the accuracy of the planning of the bottom line. And this is exactly what it's about here. It will leverage actually 3 different components if you want: SAP IBP, SAP Analytics Cloud, and S/4HANA Profitability Analytics in the finance module, and bring all that together, direct impact on the bottom line. I think that's a key thing to know for that release. Now we can go to the next topic, Lena. And it's, again, a very interesting update in the area of master data management. With this feature, you can use what we call pre-delivered procedure calls to access data in the table of the product and the business partner data models, independent of the chosen base table. The end user can access the business partner table from the business partner apps and the product table from the product apps respectively. So everything at the clear positions. And the benefit here is, again, very simple. It's about efficiency, extending the concept of having one single repository for those validation rules. And if we can go to the next and last one for the chapter, we continue the journey here with master data management. It's actually bringing analytics in the MDM process, which I think is very interesting. And the feature includes a framework to configure and generate analytics queries, so what we know as CDS views, for all master data governance data model. So you can really build in the application, analytic application and dashboards using the SAP S/4HANA Smart Data Models and SAC based on this generated CDS queries, right? And giving that analytical view on the master data governance simply increase the process efficiency, right? The flexibility to allow key users to configure directly into the process, the ability to compare organization, workload, and efficiency, identify the gap for master data quality between different organizations, and so on and so on. And we could go for hours in that area, but we don't have more than 1 hour. So I give back to you, Lena, for the next chapter.
Exactly. So we're moving on in this highlights release information call here with digital transformation. And digital transformation is like kind of a buzzword. We all know it. It's about really the next generation of business processes, and it's inherently also part of SAP S/4HANA. Over to Christian to share more.
Thanks a lot, Lena. Yes, of course, you are right. Digital transformation, and this means is also a business transformation. And this is also important to understand. And this is why with SAP S/4HANA, we are fundamentally rethinking of customer experience, business model, and also operation. And what we made here, we are finding a new way to deliver value and how you work with SAP S/4HANA. My third example is again in the sales area. And here we continue, for example, a new process, and we continue to increase the low-touch sales order process. Let me explain what the background here. The modus operandi of the low-touch sales order is automation. And the goal of this innovation is to reduce or eliminate the needs to make manual entry into SAP S/4HANA, reducing in the same way or maybe eliminating human errors. And now we have here create sales order via spreadsheet uploads. For example, you receive regularly, you receive orders maintained in Microsoft Excel files. You have now to create sales orders based on the data maintained in this Excel file. And you need to manually enter the order data and create them one by one in the Create Sales Order app. And with this new SAP Fiori app import sales order, you can batch create sales orders directly from the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. After order data file is uploaded, the system automatically creates sales orders and reducing, in this case, manual workloads. The next innovation is in advanced shipping and receiving, and a new integration of embedded extended warehouse management in SAP S/4HANA and embedded transportation management in SAP S/4HANA is not longer dependent on two objects. Two objects means before transportation unit in extended warehouse management, a freight order unit in transportation management that needs to be continuously synchronized. And now with the freight order as leading object and only object, the new integration offers higher throughput, but also allows new scenarios like inbound and outbound in one truck. In the next innovation, I'm jumping to extended warehouse management. Here, I pick up only 3 innovations. And in the first innovation on the left side, with these features, dangerous goods data and also safety related data that are located in product compliance process are filled in the dangerous goods master table. You know this, I think, and you can then use the dangerous goods data management in other system that, for example, extended warehouse management system. And just as a reminder for the process behind this, if a product has been marked as relevant for compliance in the product master, the system checks dangerous goods data. And if an item in the document has been classified as a dangerous good, the system also checks if all necessary dangerous goods data is available and whether transportation of the product is allowed, forbidden, or restricted. Concerning the second innovation, the middle of the slide deck, with this feature, you can perform accurate physical inventory on production safety on production supply area, where the amount of the stock is constantly changing. When a production worker takes products from a production supply area, goods issue posting is often done later, what I explained before. 1 week, end of the week or in the evening as a backflush. And to deal with the difference between the stock quantity and the production supply area and the quantity in the system, in SAP S/4HANA, you can now link the physical inventory to a production order using account reference. And the system updates the number of the physical inventory counts with the good issue information from the production order directly. And now again, in this slide, on the right side, the third innovation here. Here we enhance the existing advanced shipping and receiving user interface. Now we include the support of container unit layer in advanced shipping and receiving user interface. And you are now able also to display an error message for good movement. Now go to the next slide. Yeah, this is okay. The last this is the last slide for this chapter, and I like to show you some example concerning the digital transformation for the enterprise portfolio management. Exactly, and portfolio management, and here we are talking about integration, and we enable you to link existing collaborations to your project elements and view detailed information from the project management application. You can also navigate directly to a collaboration directly from the project management application. Okay, hand over back to Lena.
Okay, next part here is Industry 4.0, and we all know it's the future of productivity, and there are already a lot of innovations, but I would like to ask Yannick now, can you give an update on Industry 4.0?
Yeah, thanks, Lena. And as you said, the fourth industrial revolution is on the ongoing, and automation of traditional manufacturing and industrial best practice need modern and smart technology like the technology we can offer with ERP. And if you like to go to the first innovation, this is about management of change. And in that case, SAP's intelligent ERP is really an enabler. With this feature, you can analyze change requests and activities using the change requests and activities that you see here, this new app. You can view a graphical representation of the change request and activities. You can group by different criteria, add several analysis steps because you have some embedded analytics. You have the ability to create an analysis path. Using this analysis path, you can evaluate the data you need for the information and the reporting purposes here. So just one example. And if we can go to the next one, please, that is into manufacturing. Manufacturing for PEO, so production engineering and operation, provides our customers with the tool they need to handle highly engineered and complex products. PEO allows to effectively manage engineering to manufacturing collaboration and handover, which is absolutely crucial when producing highly engineered products that are subject to continuous design change, for example, due to regulatory requirements. So here's some more example of innovation along the Industry 4.0 journey. More efficiency in the PEO, embedded analytics here in that case to prevent the defects. And if you can please go to the other example that I think is in EWM again, extended warehouse management. And this is a comprehensive solution for support with processing various goods movement and managing stocks in the warehouse complex of our customers. And this example of innovation here creates staging tasks automatically as soon as there's free capacity in the production supply area. And this sounds trivial, but before it was manual tasks. Now it's fully automated as part of our Industry 4.0 journey and shipped with S/4HANA 2021. And with that, this closes our Industry 4.0 update, and I give back to you, Lena.
Thank you, Yannick. The next part here is digital age, the UX, really. And I want to ask Christian, what new UX enhancements are there in the new release?
Yeah, digital age user experience, very easy to understand. It's about creating a lean application to help users fulfill daily tasks, making their life easier. It's very easy. I think I have different for finance here. Yes. Okay, I like to start with finance, and this is, I think, is our first slide about finance here today. And here you can use reconcile SD billing document app to make sure that the contract accounting document are posted successfully when SD billing document have been posted. And most important thing you need, they are consistent. And this new SAP Fiori app determines the difference between SD billing document and contract accounting documents, and display an overview. You have an example here, an overview about of the SD billing document and the bring document, and also bring together the contract accounting document generated from them. So the next highlight is about asset management. I have a different slide deck. Maintenance planning, exactly. Okay, now jumping to asset management, and here also we create a new SAP Fiori Apps, and especially in this case for monitor the readiness of work orders. And the new maintenance backlog overview helps to keep on track of maintenance order in an interactive way, so to say. It's helped to visualize maintenance operation in planning bracket, what you see here on the screen, and make it easy to track the backlog. It's also helped to monitor procurement of parts and services to ensure that are available when needed. Go to the next innovation. It's about, here I have a different thing. Here there's a requirement planning, and also the capacity planning is maybe a little bit together. And now, beside displaying delays as well as quality and component issue in process manufacturing, we have different new apps. And for example, one app manage process order operation is now displaying a progress bar, which indicates the statuses and the progress of operation graphically, of course, and also as value data. And this lead to increase also the transparency, which allow even more informed insight to action. Go to the next innovation. It's inventory management, and my personal key innovation for the inventory management are located in the Kanban board app. And by using this Kanban board app, the system creates a new event-driven container with the status empty automatically. And depending on the replenishment strategy, it also creates appropriate replenishment element automatically. And you can only set the Kanban container status to full, or make another status change by using the appropriate function in the Kanban board app, or by using the set Kanban container status app with a barcode scanner. And of course, at the end, you can also define a time interval for automatically refreshing the list of Kanban container with the latest status and information. And going to the last slide, I have a cross check. Oh, yes. In the last slide concerning the digital age user experience, I bring one example for the industry here. And with this feature, you can get an overview of all settlement management scheduling work lists relevant for your role. And you can easily create scheduling work list for example, condition contract settlement, manage and monitor use scheduling work list, and get a detailed view of the selected scheduling work list, including processing statuses, very important, error information, and also assigned work items. Handing back to Lena for the next chapter,
which is about last mile distribution for direct distribution. And I would say the pandemic was a hard time, or it still is kind of, but it boosted innovation in industries, especially in consumer products. And I'm asking Yannick here now, can you share an update on what is new?
Yeah, you're right, Lena. The pandemic was in the end not only negative when it comes to innovation in the IT industry, in our industry. You're absolutely right. And in an area like consumer industries, in consumer products, the demand fluctuates rapidly. This new application, last mile distribution for direct distribution, is designed exactly for manufacturers and suppliers of different consumer goods industries as an alternative approach to making central retail deliveries to provide goods to store. So I think it typically serves customers from the beverage and food segment, but also tobacco distribution, oil and gas customers. And it includes this intelligent order proposal integration to create automated predictive loads for the trucks in the van sales process. And we have a pendant innovation to this one on the next slide that completes it. And with this app, you can report on the created checkout, check-in different document. Right. And overall, you see again the emphasis of SAP S/4HANA to optimize industry business processes that have been there before, but either with an optimization on the UX side, an optimization with bringing embedded analytics, etc., etc. Now I'd like Lena to go to another area, which is energy and natural resources. And if you go to the next slide, before we go into the innovation, some of the biggest challenges that the utilities industry is facing today is really an escalating financial impact, the necessity to balance best supply and demand, the need to get closer to very demanding customers, and customers are gaining more influence on the course of actions. And if we go to the innovation itself, it's really about customer interactions and service management utilities. With this feature, you're able to use the one-click actions at the contract level, from identification screen to execute the processes change move-in date and change move-out date, as well as the process cancel move-in or cancel move-out. And the change and cancel process from move-in move-out can be started from within the overview, as we have this nice overview page here again. And it's about empathy for the end user in that case. It's about increasing the usability for making more information available right from the identification scheme. It's about providing the right information in the right context of the customers, all the account that is about to be managed. And if you please go to the next innovation, we've involved, we can go to the previous one. Just want to mention that we've added a recorded video here, so our audience today can go here and watch it, see the billing simulation during the contract management process. There's another video that is showing the process to access the contract item overview, and lastly another video to see how we can change the sales contract item. So we try to make it a bit more tangible, as there's a lot of content. People will download the presentation and can go into that afterwards. And with that update on the industries, I want to give back to you, Lena.
Thank you, Yannick. The next part here is product compliance and SAP product footprint management. We recently also had a call about SAP product footprint management with Gunther Rothärmel. The replay is also on our YouTube. And I mean, SAP really systematically talks about top line, bottom line, green line, and sustainability is a crucial part also for all our customers. Can we get an insight on what's new here?
Yes, of course. Just a reminder, SAP Product Footprint Management is a cloud application running on SAP Business Technology Platform, allowing the calculation of product footprints across the entire product lifecycle. You receive an insight regarding the environmental impact of your product, and you can make, for example, product and process optimization. This new product complement our existing and proven SAP environmental health and safety solution, allowing customer to track and manage their environmental footprint on a corporate level, and is embedded into the SAP strategy to create a sustainable future to zero emissions and zero waste. And with the 2021 release of SAP S/4HANA, we are offering now the live connectivity to SAP S/4HANA Cloud and also SAP, and this is new, and also to SAP S/4HANA on-premise for the data acquisition. This means we are reusing in SAP Product Footprint Management, we are reusing data that is or are already existing in your system. And in this first release, we are starting with the data coming from the inventory management component, as this is used by almost all of our customers, and replicate transactional data such as, for example, physical goods movement. And also one important thing, also the replication is done at only monthly aggregated granularity to reduce the load of business systems and also to reduce the data volume. But this was about SAP Product Footprint, and now go to the next slide. And here we are. This is related to the environmental footprint assessment. And here we have the product compliance features embedded in SAP S/4HANA 2021. And just as a reminder, product compliance enables customers to manage chemical compliance of their product, to classify product according to dangerous goods regulation and create safety data sheets, labels, and to according to chemical regulations and requirement. And this innovation is about continuous content delivery for phrases. Let me also explain a little bit the background here. First, a phrase is used in product compliance as a value for specific fields, such as compliance requirement, world first aid measure, or to simply colors. Phrase content also standardized text and provide also in different languages, allowing you to transport and sell your product in many different countries. And also important safe phrases are provided at SAP content, and it's also compliant with national and international regulation. And of course, you can also create your own phrases. And secondly, also the most important thing here is the release cycle of SAP S/4HANA is based on a yearly release cycle. And however, it can, for example, happen that the regulation has changed. And in order to sell your product to your customers, you must apply this new regulation today. And for this, you cannot wait for the next cycle of SAP S/4HANA release. And now we have the continuous content delivery, which is decoupled from the SAP S/4HANA release cycle. Okay, and also stay tuned on the progress on here, as at the moment we are offering only for phrases, but in future version we will offer more regulatory data here. Moving to the next slide about product compliance, and here the application automatically checks in sales document, for example, if contracts or sales orders that are included product are compliant with all marketability, dangerous goods, and safety data sheet requirement. And in case of missing information, the system automatically blocks the document and informs the product steward about missing information. And after you have compliant the missing information, the blocks are automatically removed. Go to the last slide for this chapter. No, go back.
That was the last, dangerous goods management.
Okay, I know. Talk about dangerous goods management. And here we introduce also a new content-based compliance requirement based on the content-based regulation compliance pattern. And also here we contain all information, all regulation providing for a UN number. And SAP again delivered this regulation completely with the software. And if the regulations become updated, SAP deliver also the update compliance requirements containing, in this case, the dangerous goods information. Very important to understand the content is delivered together with the SAP S/4HANA solution. Okay.
Thank you, Christian. About governance, risk, and compliance, who can give us updates in that GRC area?
Yes, of course. Governance, risk, and compliance for finance, especially for finance in this case, support you in reviewing trading partners, complying with regulations, again, for foreign trade, and minimize also the risk of penalties. So the first innovation, this one. Yes, SAP Financial Compliance Management enables your organization to quickly and easily carry out business critical compliance check by implementing ready-made content delivered directly to your system. This is also important. We import here, we produce or we delivered here content. And with this 2021 release, we delivered more than 30 finance-related controls, and this is out of the box. Or you can use them as a template for controls for needs that are specified or specific to your organization. Just to give 3 examples about this, what we delivered. For example, for the journal entries, we have, for example, controls of potential duplicates, or if you have manual postings or posting exceeding predefined limit value. We have also checks in the purchasing document, for example, for overpaid goods received, or in invoice approved for payment without good received. To the next slide, please. And in this slide, I selected, my favorite. I have selected 3 examples concerning the international trade management, and it is now possible to perform the embargo check for inbound delivery. And the trade compliance check, you can also make these in the purchasing document, and these have been enhanced for plans aboard scenarios. And it's also in the last, in the right side of this slide, it is now possible to perform a wedge list screening check for, in this case, for sales quotation. Okay, handing back to Lena.
Thank you. We have some minutes left, so we have to hurry up a little bit on cross topics. Yannick, anything you can share about cross topics with our audience?
Point taken, Lena. I need to be fast. So I just want to share 2 things. One is on zero downtime option, and the other one is on the enterprise management layer. So quickly on the SAP zero downtime options for S/4HANA. A technical system downtime during the software maintenance process can be very expensive, as we all know. So for this reason, the ideal solution would be to run an update or an upgrade without having any technical downtime at all, right? And exactly with the zero downtime options of the SUM, the software update manager, updates of S/4HANA system can be done without technical downtime and with minimized business downtime. It's not zero, but it's very close to zero. Right, so now with the 2020 release, the zero downtime options for S/4HANA is currently available for service-based pilot projects. And as promised, we quickly go to the next one. The next one is actually a content packaging matter. And this is very important for us, this enterprise management layer. If you're looking for a template to jumpstart, to accelerate your own S/4HANA implementation with a global template that is designed, I would say, for large customers that are operating in different countries, the enterprise management layer is the right thing. The enterprise management layer for S/4HANA offers a ready-to-consume, pre-configured end-to-end processes across all lines of business. It's including sample master data, print forms, detailed documentations. Its main focus is more on finance, on complex accounting and reporting requirements, and again, available for multiple countries to fit what multinational corporation needs when they follow both group and local accounting principle, which is the case for most of our large enterprise customers. So this enterprise management layer is ideal for like a greenfield implementation or as a reference system or reference sandbox should you have this architecture in your project. For net new customers, but as well as for customers transitioning to SAP S/4HANA that have chosen a greenfield or back to standard approach. Now it is currently available for S/4HANA 2020 FPS2, and as we now ship S/4HANA 2021, and we package the EML layer together, it will be available for S/4HANA 2021 in February 2022, so next year, in a couple of months from now, with the FPS1, so feature pack stack 1, if you refer to what we've said in the introduction. So think about that. If you want to jumpstart, to accelerate your S/4HANA project, this is the right way. Thanks, Lena. This is what we wanted to share on those two cross topics. Back to you.
Thank you, Yannick. And I think everyone is now curious where to go to find more information. Christian, can you share where our audience
can for
follow
this
up?
Yes, for this topic, I have 3 slides. First, I'd like to refer to SAP roadmaps. And this is the most important tool, and the roadmap describe recent and also very important upcoming highlights in SAP portfolio and are a great way to help you to plan and implement SAP S/4HANA. And we have interactive roadmap platform tool is interactive. You can select, you can search, and so on. And you will also have a guidance with solution capabilities, business value, and of course, the innovation, what we explained here. Moving to the next slide. And yes, and this slide highlights my most favorite 3 powerful tools. First, process discovery, and this tool helps customers and partners also to drive innovation adoption and consume maintenance services. We have the SAP Transformation Navigator to create your roadmap for moving to a digital core. And we have also the SAP Readiness Check to prepare the migration. And the last slide is about RISE. In RISE with SAP offer solution to help you for the digital transformation. And for more information about RISE with SAP, I added a link on the slide deck. And the last thing is the slide before. And let me also invite you, as always, to also join the SAP S/4HANA customer community where you can share your experience, engage with the expert, and also get support for your project. So I think next slide, we are on the end of the presentation.
Thank you, Christian, and thank you, Yannick, for your time. We have 2 minutes left, but I saw that Yannick was very busy already answering questions in the Q&A. There is still 4 open questions, and I'm not sure whether we can tackle any of those. Yannick, Christian, oh, there is one. Thank you very much. So we only have 3 questions in here. If we can at least maybe address one, but as I mentioned in the beginning, Yannick and Christian will follow up in a blog post in SAP community. The recording and the presentation will be shared on our replay list in the SAP community on the homepage and also on our YouTube channel. So you can re-listen and share with your peers, colleagues, friends as well. With that being said, there's checking the chat. Yeah, perfect. Yannick also shared our topic page for SAP S/4HANA in SAP community, where basically you can find more information as well on release updates, etc.
Just added the link for the enterprise management layer as well, because we have a subtopic page in the community. Why a subtopic page? Because this is not only valid for S4 on-prem, this is valid for different editions as well. So it's linked to and related to different edition our customer can consume. The 2 other questions are sales related. Christian, maybe you have an eye on that, else we will.
Yes, about the innovation in the SAP create sales order, automatic extraction required additional licensing. I don't know. We are not here. We have to talk about solution management, or maybe with yeah. I have no clue about this.
Yeah, as Lena said in the opening, we're not covering go-to-market and commercialization topic.
Yeah.
So please.
Thanks, Yannick. Of course. And the second question is also about a sales order. It create automatically using PDF and also Excel files. Of course, you have to. You have a process here behind. You have to file, PDF file or the Excel file before to SAP S/4HANA. And after that, we have the machine learning running in the background and extract the data. And after that, you have a check. And if the check is green, the system create the sales order, of course. But we have a check before. The system is not creating a sales order with wrong data.
Thank you, Christian. And I would actually encourage everyone to follow Christian and Yannick in SAP community. You can directly ask them questions there as well. And as I said, there will be a follow-up blog post. I'm afraid that we don't have more time left now, but we're actually a little bit over time already. And I would now close this call. I'll stop share and close the recording. So thank you again, Yannick and Christian, for your time today.
Thanks to you for hosting us, Lena, and community team. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.